Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is this, the JustFlight 146 Professional major update with native MSFS 2024 compatibility and a ton of changes for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Let's get stuck in. So, a very warm welcome wherever you are in the world. Hit like, hit subscribe. They have added, as we can see now, a proper walk around functionality. We can go under the wings, lovely job. We can have a little look close up at the engines there as well. We've got live weather, live time at the moment in Birmingham as I record this Monday, the 1st of December, with some awful weather over the UK at the moment. We can open the aircraft. There's a good, pretty decent changelog that you can make use of, including the ability to open the doors, passenger service doors, the cargo doors, fiddle around with the GPU as well, which currently we don't have out and about. If we turn our attention to the flight deck, we'll get all the systems online with a little bit of external power, so let's get that GPU connected. All the links, by the way, for the scenery and this aeroplane will be included in the description down below if you do want to get your hands on any of them. There's the GPU down there, through Dave's head, whoops. Right, so it's been a while since I've been in this actually, really looking forward to trying to knock the rust off, but you will potentially have to bear with me while I make some mistakes, of course. A massive changelog for version 2.4, including Jetway external power logic, which includes default and GSX Jetways and GSX GPU can also now supply the external power, which is really good. And then we're going to get configured for the flight today. When we get airborne, we'll go through some of the real big changes on top of some chats before departure as well to kind of highlight some extra bits. One of them is a new SimBrief OFP import functionality to this, the UNS1 FMS, and therefore in your menu for the flight plans you can load SimBrief route, and for that of course you will need your SimBrief ID, which is the numerical format in your account settings, and that will provide you with your ability to request your flight plan, like so. There we go. Nice and super quick and simple. Really good. Now inside the EFB they've got a load of different settings. You can toggle your GPU there if you want. You've got that pushback control as well. You have, like before, lots of different settings for you to toggle as you wish, so you can get the most out of your aeroplane. Air stairs accumulator is a new feature. There's a toggle via the EFB. You can add auxiliary fuel tanks and toggle specific GSX handling, which we will do for pushback and things. But more so, you've got your Navigraph charts as well, like before, which will automatically pull in your charts based on your SimBrief routing that you've selected. And you can toggle a couple of little settings there as well if you wish. You've got your OFP visible like before as well. So all of that as well as expected to be the same. And as before, you can set your departures and your arrivals based on what you need as well. So for today, Daventry 2 Yankee departure, runway 15. So we're going to select runway 1 for 15 and 3 for the Daventry 2 Yankee. Back to the flight plan. Because it's short, we'll go back to menu and we're going to input this, so it's going to be runway 27 into London City. Steep approach, of course. Silver 1 Charlie 8 ILS 271. So we are on the VATSIM network, just getting the APU fired up prior to our push and starts. We're on VATSIM just to make things a little bit more stressful for myself, hopefully more enjoyable for you folks to watch. And we're heading into some minimal VFR conditions, quite a bit of rain, and an 11 knot crosswind currently at London City Airport today. So without further ado, we'll wait for that APU generator, which is now ready. APU air. We'll fire up GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure. Go for Swissport for today. Recage that artificial horizon. And what have we got here? Hydraulics, electrics, rudder valve, park brake, flight recorders. Get rid of the external power. Like so. There go the wing walkers. QNH 907 currently. And while they're just doing that, we'll open the flight deck door because we've also, as before, got the little tape so we can play things. But we also have more animated systems where we can make inter-cabin calls on the intercom. We can turn on emergency lighting, so down at the very bottom there you saw the exit lights illuminate. We can make calls to the pilots. And a much crisper, more detailed cabin interior. Some really good sounds. We just turn across towards the edge of the window here. We've got much nicer cabin environment. Got the seatbelt signs and the no smoking signs illuminated at the front of the aircraft as well, ready for today's service. And we're going to continue our pushback. Birmingham traffic, flyer 165, stand 14, BA 146300, push start, facing west on Whiskey QNH 997 hectopascals, Birmingham. So we'll prep that. Chocks.
Release parking brakes, please.
Beacon lights. Left and right clear. Park brake off.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
And as we push, start master on. Select engine 4. Start. Set my V speeds. Watching the N1 and N2s rise. Unlock 4. 320 for N2. Bringing that fuel into the engines. Working through engine start then. Just waiting for the handling agent there to give us the ground pin. There he is, happy days. We've still got 2 engines to go. And then we'll make our way on a very short hop. Just as we continue to start here, we've got all of this new kind of air stair retraction switches, air stair accumulator, improved the controls based on what they've learned from the RJ Professional as well. Put into this, the lights on the air stairs as well are configurable or controllable via the stair retraction switch. And it's also toggleable via an option on the EFB. So thrust modulation system, we're going to set to takeoff, pogo mode if you like, and we've set a flex of 32 giving us an M1 of about 88%. In the EFB, they've redesigned the interface, they've added support for the Navigraph en route charts like we've seen improved the data entry logic on the aircraft page as well, which we've used today. Changed some of the configuration menu options, and they've also imported that. Well, the sim brief import payload option is now sync the correct passenger number, along with that ground air button as well that's been included as well. So that's all pretty good. Loads of other little fixes improvements to the EFB. They've added oxygen depletion simulation, and they've added paper effect to interactive paper charts and the checklists. So like these here, all of these are a little nicer. Birmingham traffic, flight 165 taxiing out of Whiskey to hold point Alpha 1 runway 15, Whiskey, Delta and Alpha Birmingham. They've also added, just little things, window heating elements to the front and the side of the cockpit windows, just down there as well for the other ones. So small little changes there just to improve the realism that's on offer from this, what was already a really cool aircraft anyway, to be fair. I'm hoping we'll get to go through a little bit of rain as well, because they've also added like a rain effect to the cabin windows, which is a nice little touch. They've added volumetric effects to the nav lights, the strobe lights and the beacon lights, which we'll try and see when they're all on in a short while. So there we go, a little bit of rain for us at the moment, falling at Birmingham. You can see that's also kind of touching the aircraft windows. Let's get the cabin secure for takeoff. They've also reworked the electrical systems, so extensively upgraded the electrical systems, and therefore giving them some greater accuracy in the system simulation. They've reworked battery contact and bus bar logic, auto cutout logic, external power logic, GPU start-stop times for greater accuracy and timing as well, enunciated power source logic, ground service bus for greater simulation depth, improved passenger electrical cabin sources, and the APU and GPU now initiate 100% when you select that turnaround state in the EFB. In relation to the air conditioning system, they've reworked the aircon systems, improved the duct temp and the cabin temp relationship in the simulation. They've improved the temperature simulation as well, which also now takes into account direct sunlight, door status and more. And they've also added ground air conditioning simulation via the button on the EFB. Lots of triggers improvements for the master warning system. And they've also improved that APU system as well. So the start-stop timings adjusted, as we mentioned before. The APU RPM and TGT needle bounce as well, when the APU is set to stop. We may or may not see that later if I'm not too busy and we're turning them off in the climb. And they've also increased the APU fuel flow to match the real-world aircraft values more closely. Right, Alpha 2, Alpha 1. Let's clear that. We've got the wipers like before, runway exit lights, strobe lights. Cabin is already secure. Lining up. Birmingham traffic, fly 165, Alpha lining up runway 15, taking off Daventry to Yankee departure, Birmingham. There's those volumetric effects. You can see the strobes there really punching, and the volumetric effects on the body of the aircraft as well from those beacon lights on the top of the fuselage. Really nicely done. Nav lights look great as well, don't they? So we'll keep it rolling. Those lights are fantastic. You see them bouncing off the runway surface as well in these wet conditions.
TMS set to take off. Power set, flex achieved. Speed alive, both sides. 80 knots cross-checked.
Nine knot crosswind here.
V1.
Rotate.
V2.
Positive rate gear up, there's the crosswind. The handling of that is much better. Much, much better. So sorting that out after departure. That's all good. Let's go. Runway exit lights can come off now as well. So a lot of tweaks and changes. The cabin secure is automatically now triggered 5 to 8 minutes after the doors are closed. So while we were on the ground and I was configuring things and chatting away, what we then got was a change to the cabin secure, which happened a lot faster than usual because of the nature of what we are doing in the climb. We're going to go to TGT climb mode 820. And because we're going to do a steep approach and I will forget, I'm going to enable that now.
VFTO, safe height speed, select flaps.
Track them flaps. 115, 15. Airspeed indicator bug logic has been sorted out as well. The logic between the bugs has been tweaked and improved. AC pumps now powered by the AC1 bus bar. Increased rate of yellow and green system pressure increase. The reworked PTU and hydraulic pressure depletion logic and the pump simulations as well. So they've reworked a lot of stuff. A hell of a lot of stuff. Improved the ice protection system as well. So power is now affected by the standby generator and the landing light conditions. Amongst other things, the fuel system has been tweaked and improved. The lights have been tweaked and improved. Panel states, the flight models as well. I mean, that crosswind there was the big one for me because typically I've had it before whereby 2 seconds 902 where you end up having a situation where in a crosswind you are really struggling to sort out, for example, the rudder control and aileron cross controls to smooth out that climb. They've nailed that. It'll be interesting to see what happens now on the approach into London City when we've got that much more potent crosswind with gusts to contend with, but I'll be looking forward to checking that out too. The changelog is on the JustFlight forums for the aircraft. It will show you just how much has been tweaked with this. They've done a phenomenal job sorting it all out. They've updated the SimBrief profiles for those of you who use SimBrief to plan your flight plans as well, to bring in line the fact they've got these newer fuel flow logics and all that sort of thing as well, which is quite cool. Specifically in relation to this 146-300 variant, the flap trim compensation change has been reduced. Just going to change the TGT in a moment as well because we're going to hit cruise soon. Make sure we're syncing those throttles as well. Look at this, it's horrendous weather in the UK at the moment. And they've updated therefore the ops manual, the EFB manuals and the FMS manual as well. So a massive plethora of changes, tweaks and improvements to what was already a pretty epic aircraft anyway, to be fair, as I'm sure you will all agree. I'll be looking forward to getting my head around this again to try and remind myself on how it's supposed to be flown, because it's been quite a while since we were last in this aeroplane and there is a lot of rust to be knocked off. But it's such good fun to fly, certainly in and out of, for example, London City Airport. It's perfect, it's really good. It's a Category B aircraft, so the approach speeds are quite low. Full flaps is 119 or so knots, for example, today, looking on the chart there below the gear lever. Remember with this as well, there is no auto throttle. And with that in mind, the throttle is yours to manage. stabilise your speeds. And actually we're about to hit another speed restriction. So I'm going to work through the descent and I will see you nearer to the approach today to round off today's video. And we've got some pretty rubbish conditions as we make our way into London City now. So winds are 190 at 14, gusting 24, variable between 150 degrees and 250 degrees in light rain, broken cloud 1100 feet AGL, overcast at 1600 AGL, temperature 11 degrees Celsius, QNH 1002. That dew point's 10 degrees as well, so there's a 1 degree saturation spread. Alright, there's the airfield. Kind of in the middle of the screen, that's how much of a crosswind we've got at the moment. Autopilot's doing a really good job of this so far, actually. It's been really impressive and quite enjoyable to fly again. Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it previously in MSFS 2020. I've been really enjoying the Avro RJ Professional series as well for the sim. That's a phenomenal bit of kit as well. This is just absolutely brilliant. I'm a little nervous for this steep approach, if I'm really honest, because it's been quite a bit of time since I've done anything like this. As a reminder for those of you who aren't familiar with London City Airport, it's a 5.5 degree glide slope angle, so it's pretty steep. So currently we're set up 2,000 feet, and then with, I think it's only 3 miles to go across that body of water there, we start a very steep descent in, but you can see here the crosswind. So our angle at the moment is on track.
Glide slope captured.
That is our heading.
Established on the ILS.
Here we go. There's the airport.
Autopilot disconnected.
A really nice entry there into the ILS, but I'm going to hand fly it because I want to see what it feels like with this whopper of a crosswind. This aircraft was designed to be the specialist of this sort of approach.
1,000.
Wowzers trousers, let's go. Don't forget folks, hit like, hit subscribe, and share your thoughts as always down in the comments below. And a reminder again, the links for this aircraft will be in the description if you do want to get your hands on it for yourselves.
Plus 100. Minimums.
Continue.
Minimums. 500.
Glide slope.
Here we go. Looking ahead. Over the
50,
threshold.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle. Yellow and green spoilers.
Brakes.
Brake pressure seen.
Oh, you know what? It flies so well.
60 knots.
A little long on the landing there, but we're all good. So there we have it folks, the JustFlight 146 Professional for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. Going to get this parked up and shut down here at London City Airport. In the meantime, as always, I hope you have a great week ahead wherever you are in the world, whatever you might be doing. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.